Good day, Tom Germann, Sales Representative, Apex Results Realty, located in Burlington, Ontario. I operate from Grimsby through to West Mississauga. So I'm posting today on prepping. Now, prepping, and you're going to notice this is an October post. Prepping means preparing. And if you've caught any of those TV shows or you've gone on to YouTube where you can find them all the time, and you type in prep, try typing in apocalypse with that, and you're going to see an awful lot of options out there. Now, in the big picture, prepping is actually a good thing because over the last 10 years, we have had major power outages for several days. We have had, and going back more than 10 years, ice storms, there are floods, tornadoes, all sorts of things that can go wrong. Now, what happens if you purchase a property, you have a unique position where you can prepare yourself if things go a little wrong. Now, we just had this past summer a major lightning storm which wiped out power for hours. Now, we still had pressure in the pump, so we still had water. And really, if you've got food and water and shelter, you're okay. But if you've purchased a property, you can put aside some storage space, in most cases, for a few things to help yourself through. Now, I'm not talking about loading yourself down with guns and ammo, 50 or 60 tons of food, water, tanks, anything like that. I'm talking about having a couple of days worth of your staples: water, food, and of course the consumables you may need. Because we've had these problems in past, we are going to have a major ice storm or some sort of flood circumstance, something else in the next few years. So to have enough water in the house so that you and your family are okay for at least 72 hours, that's 3 days. And if power goes out, you have extra blankets. Now there's all sorts of things you can do. If you are a camper, you probably already have one of those small Coleman stoves or the emergency stoves. And those are great because what you can do is you can cook yourself up a little bit of food when everyone else around you cannot. Now, the only negative drawback to that is if you got yourself a Coleman stove and it's either a naphtha, which you pump up, or a propane tank, you'd be amazed how many times I found people, I've got that, absolutely, and you only have half a tank. So if a tank will get you through a couple of meals, generally that should be all you need. Now, right after the big storm, I did a big post on my blog about prepping. And it is October. So this is just a short first one. And I thought I'm going to have a little bit of fun for Halloween. So you may want to check back on October 31st. I'll post it in the morning, a little later on before lunch. But it'll be interesting. Anyway, so if you're prepping, make sure you have food, water, and if it's going to be an ice storm type element, well, you want to make sure you can stay warm if the power goes out. If your furnace doesn't work, you have to have a way of staying warm, whether it's a wood-burning stove, a gas stove, or extra blankets, warm clothing. Making sure if you've got a generator backup, and I know people who do have them, make sure you keep it serviced and you have fuel on hand. There's nothing worse than saying I've got everything except for the fuel to run it. Solar cells are also really awesome these days because they're smaller, they're more powerful. I know a number of outdoorsmen who have small sets take with them, and it will allow them to charge up their laptop or their cell phone during the day. Concerned about it? You can get yourself a small setup. I'm not saying you have to do it. I don't expect to see an apocalypse happening in the near future. No, I guess no one ever really does. But yeah, no, that's it. So if you are concerned at all, and you don't become concerned until you've lived through one of them. When you've had no power, the water wasn't flowing, there's no heat, no hydro, and you're not just preparing for an ice storm, you're also preparing for that rare circumstance when, you know what, the furnace died. Your furnace is not going to die in July. Your furnace is going to stop functioning during the coldest part of the year. It always seems to happen that way. Even if you have it serviced, something can just blow out and you may be stuck without a properly working furnace, especially if it's on a long weekend. for a couple of days. So, fireplaces are nice, small heaters, being ready for the minor things. And in most cases, you can just run off to Canadian Tire, Home Depot, Rona, and pick up what we require. If it is something bigger, like was it 2004 where we had the big power outage, then you need to be a little bit more careful because you're not going to be able to run out and buy because everyone else is as well. Same situation when you go running off and everyone's got to purchase a snowblower after that huge snowfall and they're all cleared out. Anyway, prepping. October 31st. I think you should check back. If you have a sense of humor anyway. Anyway, you take care, enjoy this beautiful weather, have a great day, and remember, stay positive.